Charles worried that I'm going to make a link with him, but I wasn't going to, but he's still sniggering about it. Charles Pellegrin is here.
I'm always smiling when I see you.
Exactly, and he's not at all thick or clumpy. US and EU appearing once again to be at an impasse when it comes to trade talks.
As a reminder, the two blocs had reached an agreement to lower the tariffs imposed by Donald Trump back in July, setting a base 15% tariff on many EU goods, while Brussels promised to remove tariffs on U.S. industrial goods as well as agricultural ones. But tensions remain on a number of issues. The EU asking for more exemptions from tariffs for certain goods, or asking that a 50% metals tariff affecting more than 400 EU items be reduced. U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick and Trade Representative Jameson Greer were in Brussels on Monday to discuss this. And they placed their own conditions on the table, notably asking that the EU loosen some of its rules governing big tech, namely the Digital Markets Act, which regulates online marketplaces, and the Digital Services Act, which regulates online platforms.
So what exactly is the US asking then?
Well, it's not just about relaxing these rules. They're also asking to resolve ongoing legal cases brought by the EU against US tech firms because they haven't fallen in line with these regulations. Back in April, Brussels imposed a 500 million euro fine on Apple and a 200 million euro fine on Meta platforms. In the case of Apple, the EU said the company violated rules by not allowing developers to be able to link out from the App Store in order to make sales. And for Meta, the fine related to its ad-free model on Instagram and Facebook, the EU arguing Meta didn't offer any good alternative between paying to protect one's personal data or giving it up entirely. The EU's antitrust chief, Teresa Ribera, made it clear that changing the EU's rules to better suit the US tech sector was a red line it would not cross, saying it is not up for negotiation, and adding that Europeans adopted the rules to ensure fair markets and to protect consumers' rights while securing Europe's digital future. So at this point in time, no deal.
Going to move to something different now. I'm going to take you to Africa for this next story. Mali resolving a 2-year-long dispute with a global mining giant.
Canadian mining group Barrick says it has reached an agreement with Mali's government to resolve all of their differences relating to the Loulo-Gounkoto gold mining complex in the west of the country on the border with Senegal, one of the most profitable mines for the group with over $900 million in revenue in 2024. The announcement coming after 2 years of bitter negotiations. In a statement published on Monday, Barrick saying it'll drop the arbitration case it brought to the World Bank Dispute Tribunal, while Mali in return will drop all charges it had brought against the corporation, release 4 employees from jail, and give operational control of the mine back to Barrick, as well as extending its permit for another 10 years.
So what's been the cause of the dispute to begin with then, Sean?
Well, the country, Mali, imposed a new mining code back in 2023 that gave the government a bigger share of revenue from gold miners. This at a time when gold prices were surging and authorities were strapped for cash. Barrick has now reportedly agreed to sign this new mining code and plans on restarting operations in January, with shares traded significantly higher on the news at the close on Monday, as you can see there.
Quick look at the stock markets then. What's the latest?
Well, after seeing a rebound in the U.S. on Monday because of renewed optimism on the tech trade and encouraging signs that the Federal Reserve could cut rates at its next meeting, well, that sentiment is tamely translating on this side of the Atlantic Ocean at the open on the major European bourses, as you can see there, mostly flat or up 0.2% for the CAC 40. In Asia, it did translate more on the major bourses there, though, as you can see, with the Hang Seng in Hong Kong up 0.2% higher.
Finally, Sean's going to end for us today in Finland, the world's happiest country.
Well, at least according to the World Happiness Rankings released every year in March, and which are subject to a number of criticisms. Very subjective matter, of course. But what's interesting is that Finland is slated to retain its crown next year, in spite of being in the economic doldrums with high unemployment and cutting back on its generous social safety net. Simon Moritz has a story.
Juho-Pekka Paloma has brought his lunch to the steps of Parliament in Helsinki to draw attention to his 1,000th day of unemployment. The 33-year-old is not alone. Finland has one of the worst unemployment rates in Europe at almost 10%, and more than double that for young people. In addition to high unemployment, the Bank of Finland is forecasting a shrinking economy with a decrease in growth at 0.1% compared to 2024. Its export-related economy still hasn't recovered from the collapse of Nokia after it failed to adapt to the touchscreen phone market in 2014. And its tourism and trade have been hamstrung by sanctions on neighboring Russia for its war in Ukraine. Paloma's unemployment doesn't seem to be isolating him, though. One contributing factor to his feeling of social cohesion is Finland's sauna culture.
First of all, sauna is like a place where everyone's so equal, especially if you go to a public swimming pool and everybody's naked, so you cannot say based on someone's appearance what they do for a living, who they are, what they do.
And Finland still tops the rankings of the World Happiness Report. The rankings take several factors into account, such as benevolence and positive or negative emotions, but also social support, healthy life expectancy, and perceptions of corruption. And Finland leads in all three. Its healthy welfare state aside, Finland's ability to absorb internal and external shocks is also a factor.
To be able to deal collaboratively and constructively in bad times is a great source of happiness. And so, yes, of course, Finland is very high in resilience.
Just another reason that Finland seems set to be recognized as the world's happiest country again this year.
Charles, thank you very much. Charles with the business news here on France 24. I think I'd smile just if I got through the name of that railway station. Very impressive.